Okay, hi guys. I'm just out here on my balcony. Welcome from Foshan. This is the second episode of my vlog series. In this one, I basically talk through like my daily routine when I'm at school, what the kids get up to, how the kindergarten works, and basically stick around that sort of subject. So I wake up at 6:30. We have to be at school at 7:45. And it normally takes, say, 25-30 minutes to get to school. The walk from here to the metro station is probably 10-15 minutes maybe. Metro takes about 5 minutes to get to. We go one stop, and then from there it's maybe a 5-minute walk to the school. So yeah, we clock in at 7:45. One of us every day will stand on the gate with another member of the Chinese staff. So we welcome the pupils to school. I think the school basically does this to show that they have English teachers on site all day, basically. The school prides itself on having English teachers. One of the main reasons they have people come to school is because they have specific English teachers for the pupils, and it's what is their kind of USP that they have at this particular school. So they like for us to be at the forefront as much as possible to prove to the parents that we've got something that other schools don't have. And it's a private kindergarten as well, so parents are paying for this, so the teachers want to show what they're paying for and what distinguishes them from other schools. So yeah, as I said, we get there at 7:45, stand guard if you're there from 7:45 to 8:20. If not, you go up to your classroom and you basically spend time with the kids when you meet them in the classroom when they arrive. The first thing they normally do is have some water when they get in, then they'll have breakfast at the school. After breakfast, they'll then they'll play a bit until about 8:30. About 8:30, we then go downstairs. We have about 20 minutes between 8:30 and 8:50 to be able to plan our lesson for that morning. We have we're basically shown to the basement. That's where we have our that's where our kitchen is. It's where our staff room is and stuff like that. So it's the only place we can go to really get away from the kids at any point during the day. So we at 8:50 we go up to the classroom, and we're basically with the kids all morning until 11:45 when we go for lunch. So normally you teach a lesson from 9 till 9:30, can be short, it can be longer depending. Then at 9, after your lesson, the kids will have basically some fruit or something. Normally with my morning class we don't start my lesson until about 10 past, just because it takes a while getting things done with 3 and 4 year olds. So I normally run over until like 9:40, 9:45. I should probably clarify the roles that we have within the classroom. So there's always one English teacher, and then there's 3 Chinese teachers. You have the lead teacher, the assistant, and then there'll be one other who is basically in charge of food, drink, cleaning, etc. So they will serve the kids the fruit, their lunch, their after naps stuff. They will do all that. They'll clean up after the kids and make sure it's clean. They will, along with us, I normally help as well with setting out the beds for when the kids go for a nap, little things like that. That falls into the third person's role, and then the main teacher and assistant in charge of teaching and disciplining the kids. So where was I? So it was at, so my lesson normally runs to about 9:45, then they have their fruit snack. Then say sometime between 10 and 10:15 we normally take the kids outside. So they'll go outside to do an exercise, and normally during the week, they'll have, each class will have a different exercise they're working on. So in my first week when I arrived, the class was working on throwing. So it would be very basic. You'd be like, you do like 1, just hold out your hand, 2, hold it back, 3, throw it forward. So you basically do that with the kids during that half an hour to 40 minutes outside working on throwing. After they've done that, we would bring them back upstairs. You'd normally help the kids get changed into a new top because it was quite sweaty because the heat out here and humidity. So it's normally, I think at the moment it's somewhere between about 28 to 32 degrees every day. Humidity is quite high, and this is meant to be their like cooling down period. So apparently before I arrived it was hotter than this and kind of unbearable. But so we bring the kids in, have them get a change of top, and we get them ready for lunch basically. So from 11 onwards we basically start getting lunch ready. So lunch is all prepared downstairs in the main kitchen, then it's brought up to the classroom where that third teacher was saying you will then serve the food to the kids. The food they normally get is quite traditionally Chinese food, normally noodles or rice, and some sort of veg and a bit of meat in there. The school is starting to trial a Tuesday and Thursday method where they put in Western foods. So I think on Tuesday we had pizza, and Thursday I think they had their version of sausage and mash. It wasn't sausage, and the mash was very crudely called mash, but this is something the school's trialling out to kind of push over that Western thing. They've got English speaking schools, so they're trying to push that a bit more. But yeah, the Western food is quite interesting. So then the kids normally finish their food between 11:30, 11:40, and they then start getting ready to have their nap from, I think, so 11:45 we leave the classroom, the English teachers, and we go downstairs for our lunch that we get with the school. That can vary on whether it's good or not. We don't have the same thing as the kids, but it's still, we normally have, you always have a plain rice and a sauce, and then you get a varying degree of, you can have like a soup, you can have, normally there's a meat dish or a fish dish or something like that you can have as well with vegetables, which is normally quite good actually. So actually we have a really long lunch break, so from 11:45 until 2:30 we have off. So we've started a run club, so we live, I think as the crow flies, probably about 2.5 miles from school. So I think my running route I take is about 6 kilometres, and then the running route that Oscar takes is about 4 and a bit. So we've termed them Little Bridge and Big Bridge. He goes over a little bridge, I go a bit further out and go over a big bridge. And we do that, so we normally, so I'll normally have food at 11:45, and then about 12:15 I'll set off on my run, get back here, probably normally have about an hour at the flat, and then head back to school. It's quite useful doing the run club thing because it makes you feel like you're making use of your lunch period. It can be very easy. It's kind of like, I'm just going to go and zone out, go down to the 7-Eleven, buy something, just chill out for those hours. And that, it can be nice, but it's nice to also feel like you're being productive and making the most of it, because coming from my last job where you never would have got that sort of break, I mean we barely even got a lunch break, so having the opportunity to have that longer period, you want to make the most of it. So yeah, we then clock back in at 2:30. We go straight up to class after the kids have woken up from their nap. They will have another bit of food, normally like a small dish of something they'll have. Then at 3 o'clock we're meant to do another lesson. It's a different class now, so in the afternoon we go to a different class. So in the morning I have a class called 5C, and then in the afternoon I have a class called 3C. So I go and see 3C in the afternoon. As I said, they wake up, they have their food, and we then go into a lesson from 3 till 3:30. Normally the lessons I do, because my classes are similar age and similar level or whatever, we do similar classes, similar stuff that I teach, but the way I teach it might be a bit different just because of how they learn differently. So from 3 through 3:30 they have their English lesson, and then at 3:30 we normally get them ready to go outside for a bit of play activity stuff. This can range from running races to playing on like bikes and scooters, to playing games of like What's the Time, Mr. Wolf, all different things that you can do with them around about. And then we normally get them back in between say 4 and 4:15. We then, because they're sweaty again, do another change of top, and parents can come pick them up from 4:30. So we're with the kids in the afternoon from 2:30 till 5:30, and then there's also guard duty in the afternoon. So if you're on guard duty that day, you'll stand by the exit and say goodbye to kids and parents as they leave. Once again, I think so the school can show us off and be saying we've got English teachers here. So that's what the kids get up to in a day at school. There's very many different characters, as there would be in any class. Some of the kids are very energetic, and it's tough to know which ones are actually taking in what you're saying, what you're not. There's some kids who look like they're not paying attention at all, but then when you get them one-on-one and you spend a bit more time with them, you do realise they're actually taking in what you're teaching them. And there's some kids who are very quiet, and they're not naughty, they're just very quiet, and they're also taking it in, but they're not very confident in saying that, and they're not confident in a group environment to say it. It's the kids who you know are struggling that can be quite difficult to really engage with and get them speaking. A lot of them are repeating what you're saying, so you can have something on the board and be like, what is this? And they will just reply, what is this? Because they think that's what you want them to do, but a lot can get lost in translation. As I said, my classes are both very different, they learn in different ways, and it's interesting seeing how the different age groups progress. So I think Shane with his classes, the older they are, they can have a bit more of a conversation or something with you, whereas my class very much, they will just point at stuff and tell you the colour or how many there are, or what we learned about last lesson, or if they see something outside, like I think I taught them tuk-tuk the other day, and they saw something that looks similar to a tuk-tuk, and they just shout tuk-tuk, which is good because they're recognising, taking on board at least, I guess. So that's the kids' day at school. That's kindergarten. I've been there 2 weeks now. So I think this week coming up we've got Halloween. So we've got a ton of activities planned with the kids for that. So we'll see how that goes. I'll report back on that. I'm not sure what I'm dressing up as yet, but we'll figure that one out. And yeah, thanks for watching. This one has just been about kindergarten. My next one will probably be a weekly update on stuff that's gone up this week, and what we've got up to, and probably a final thing to say is, well done England Rugby for beating New Zealand. That was great. There's a good little contingent for South, as I said, so that's going to be a big one next weekend to watch that World Cup final. And it's a great time for us because obviously time zone wise we get to watch it in like the late afternoon, so it's really good timing wise for us. So great. Right, thanks guys, thanks for watching. I will see you soon. Bye.